Hello, welcome to Boxing Basics. If you are watching this, this is the intro for Boxing Basics 1 or 2. If boxing is new to you, please stick around for this. If you are like, I'm good, I'm a pro, I know what I'm doing, you can go ahead and jump into Basics 1 or Basics 2. Now, if you're like, Marissa, boxing, didn't know those two went together. I have trained with pro boxers and Muay Thai fighters, and I also was teaching during the pandemic online and not in person because we weren't in person. But I was teaching boxing and Muay Thai. So I have a background in it, and I'm excited to share it with you today. In terms of footwear, you can be barefoot or you can wear sneakers, whatever feels most comfortable, most supportive for you. In terms of your stance, you are going to stand with your dominant side back. So I am right-handed. It's mirrored for you, but I am right-handed, so my right side is going to be back. And in terms of my feet, I am taking one small step to the back. And if I look down at my feet, they're at about a diagonal. If you look from the side here, my heel is up off the ground and my feet are on this diagonal line. So if you take a look at your own feet right now, see that they're on a diagonal, make sure your back heel is up, and just start to shift your weight side to side. Start to get comfortable in this position. Again, I started with about hip width apart, and I'm taking a step back. Okay, that's the lower half. Core is going to be a big part of this, so making sure that you're able to twist and turn and maintain core stability here is going to be really important. So that is definitely a piece of this. Don't forget about your core when you're doing this. The last thing is going to be my stance with my hands. So I'm going to show it this way and this way just so you can kind of see a couple different angles. But essentially, my elbows are resting on a table. They're nice and relaxed towards my body. I'm covering the nips almost. And my hands are towards one another and my chin is down. Notice that my hands are not pressed up against my face. They are protecting my face, but they are not touching my face. Big distinction there. So we have 6 different punches. They have 4 different names. 4 different names. And the biggest thing is going to be the verbiage that I use for front or back. So my non-dominant side is going to be referred to as the front, and my dominant side is going to be referred to as the back, with the exception of the jab and the cross. And those are the first 2 punches we're going to do. So just so you get familiar, you have a jab, that's with your front, your non-dominant side. You have a front hook, that's with your non-dominant side, your front. And you have an uppercut, again, with your non-dominant front side. With the back, you have a cross, then you have a back hook, and a back uppercut. That's all with your dominant side. All right, so what do these look like technique-wise in practice? With our stance here, we're going to start with our jab, and our jab is going straight out, and we're pouring out a pitcher of water, and then we're coming straight back to the face. Straight out, coming back to the face. I am slightly shifting in my shoulders so I can get that arm out, but it's pretty self-explanatory. It's going straight forward, not going up too high, not going up too low, right about at mid-face line. You're looking your opponent or whatever you're targeting in the eye, or if it doesn't have eyes, then not in the eye, and you're going straight out. The cross is going to be the same exact thing, and that's going to be with your dominant hand. Cross, I'm pouring out a pitcher of water, coming back to the face. Notice that my leg is turning. So I have a little bit more wiggle room for power here. This is a really strong punch. So I want to use the lower body by turning that heel and turning the body so I can get a little bit more power. So we have jab and cross. Front hook. So hooks are going to be, just touched my microphone. Hooks are going to be around a barrel. So what I mean by that is when I punch, I want to think about having a barrel right here. I'm not going too far. I'm not swinging that barrel this way. The barrel is staying right here, and I'm just punching around it. That's our front hook, punching around the barrel. I'm sitting on a shelf here a little bit with my arm, and my palm is facing towards me at the end of that punch. Same exact thing with our back hook. I'm using my legs, if you'll notice, on the front and back for these, using my legs for power, punching around the barrel, coming back to the face. Last two, we have uppercuts. So for our uppercuts, we're coming down and punching up. Coming down and punching up. Front and back, same thing happening on both sides. Punching up, punching up. You can think about if you're going underneath someone's chin, that's where you're aiming. So down and up, down and up. Okay, those are our 6 punches. Let's go through them one more time. We have our jab, our cross, front hook, back hook, front uppercut, back uppercut. Now, there's 2 different ways that we can punch. We can punch for power or we can punch for speed. In the boxing basics, it's either going to say speed or power, or it's just going to be for repetition, and that'll just mean doing the combination. But here, I want you to think about power. It's really coming from the lower body. You're going to take each rep and make it as powerful, as strong as possible. You're going to take your time, you're going to slow down, you're going to breathe in between each rep and really knock it out the park. This is where breathing comes in, so you can exhale as you punch out. That will help to exert some of that power. And if we're punching for speed, I get light up on my feet, I don't sink down, and I let my arms fly, I brace my core, and I actually don't really move my feet too much. I kind of let the upper body do most of the work. So I just kind of let those arms fly. And this is more for like our endurance and just letting it go. So I'm not taking time in between each rep. I'm just going, sprinting. All right. I think that about covers it. I can't wait to see you in Boxing Basics 1 or 2, or come back here if you need a refresher. Bye.